everybody, welcome back to Northernlion. Please playing guys AFTERBIRTH Plus. We're gonna do some greedier runs, and to be honest, it feels good. I wanted to play greedier with a character we haven't done greed as, just to get... I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, because you gotta do it with everybody. I'll tell you what, we're gonna warm up with a little Judas run here. I love Book of Belial on greedier mode. And, we got a couple of twin goals. We got triplet goals here, okay? One goal is to beat greedier with characters we've never beaten greedier with, which as of the present moment is everybody. 3 cents for one of these, great deal. I see a red heart on the grounds, and to me that means we can do that. If we get a bomb, there's like a potential 10-cent opportunity there from the greedy boys. Best Bud is pretty terrible, but you know, greedier is kind of a good opportunity to use it if there is one. It also contributes to Beelzebub, but you know, not a big get for us. Anyway, what was I saying? We got 3 goals. Beat greedier. Remind ourselves how greedier works and the loop involved now that we've, you know, spent like a week or so doing challenges here. And then on top of that, donate enough money to the donation machine to take it to 999 cents. So I'm ready, I'm eager, I'm excited. We're deep in, I mean, we're in a very productive, thank you, a very productive mode in Isaac right now. You know, we're not just playing to play, we're playing to tick stuff off the list. How do I feel about that? Both good and bad. Well, both positively and negatively. That sounds more diplomatic. You know, some of the stuff that we have to do, I do look at it as if it's kind of a chore. But you know, it also forces you out of your comfort zone, and I don't really feel the need to apply like high-minded ideals to it, like, oh, well, it forces you out of your comfort zone till you play better. It's like one of the most frustrating things for me is like, let me be honest with you, I'm like bad at video games for the most part, and I don't think I'm actually bad relative to the average. I think I'm bad relative to people who spend as much time in the video game sphere as I do, if that makes sense. You know, the average adult, basically like 9 times out of 10, in most video games, I would probably defeat them. You know, I spend my life in this industry. If you put me up against, you know, Jim Jacobs, a chartered accountant in his 40s who's aspiring to reach like the senior partner level at Ernst & Young, I'm gonna wreck him. It's not even close. But you know, for the audience on YouTube that watches, and for the audience that, you know, dedicates their life to, well, not their life, but a lot of their free time to playing video games, probably worse than average. Full stop. Dude, so useful to get alges here. But I hear sometimes I get frustrated with games. Give me this. I do want to live as well if possible, so if you could perhaps give me this, I think that's wise. And all we were able to buy is chaos. Wait a minute, is there still a 3-cent key? Yes, there is, of course. We'll grab this. And, it sounds strange, but we might as well go in here and sleep and get all of our HP back, even though technically this is only gaining half a heart. It's still worth it, and potentially very relevant at this level. No, it doesn't give you half a heart because you have to leave. Anyway, the Alga's Rune, much better served later. You know, part of the reason I bring this up is I've been playing Magic the Gathering Arena. I love Magic. I think it's one of the best designed video games of all time. When it goes right, you feel like a genius. And I'm sorry, it's not a video game, but you know what I mean. One of the best designed games of all time. It's complex. What? We can't not, obviously, but this is a little... What are the odds of this, dude? That's incredible. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you know, Magic, it's certainly complex, while also still being relatively easy to learn the basics. You know, you ever play like a board game and it takes like 55 minutes for you to get into the board game because somebody's got to read out all these rules? Well, in the initiative phase, you're going to do blah blah, and then there's blah blah. Then we enter the buff period, and during the buff period, you can bluff or de-bluff, and, you know, then like 65 minutes later, you start playing, and you're like, what do I do again? You know, Magic's not like that. Magic is like, okay, here's what you do. You want to... Lands are mana, and then you play your lands, and then you play cards that you have enough lands for. And that's it. You know, you can learn how to start playing Magic in under 10 minutes. But, you know, you could also play for 500 hours and still be like, I don't understand how the stack works, you know? Anyway, what I'm saying is, so I think Magic is amazing, and I've been playing Magic the Gathering Arena. I would highly recommend it if you like Magic or have never found the opportunity to get into it. I think it's an amazing game, sincerely, and the best digital version of it by far. However, I gotta tell you, people who play Magic are really, really good at Magic. And you basically have to be, because it's an expensive hobby. And if you're not good, you're playing against other people who have played, you know, possibly for like 20 years. Or even if they've only played for a couple of years, you know, they're like... There's a very typical Magic the Gathering interaction that happens all the time. And the typical Magic the Gathering interaction that happens all the time is you'll be like, well, they have open mana. I don't know what they could cast that would... That was so bad. I don't know what they could cast that would counter me right now. And then someone will pop up and be like, well, they could cast this, but historically it hasn't really been included in this set, so I don't know if they would have it. Simultaneously, it's an uncommon, so the odds of them pulling it in one of their draft packs is about 1 in 4, repeating, of course. And then beyond that, it doesn't really fit with the archetype, so perhaps they'd include it in their sideboard, and you're like, that's the average Magic player. And that's not meant as an insult to the average Magic player. It's, if anything, it's complimentary. It's just also terrifying if you're a new player. So I lose probably like 2 out of 3 Magic games that I play. And the advice that I get is like, well, if you just keep playing, one day you'll get there. And it's tough advice to swallow, even if it is true, because you're like, man, I got like, you know, I'm trying to like improve my health. I'm trying to improve, see, obviously, like, can't even speak right now. I'm so incensed. I'm trying to improve my health. That's a big part of my life. I'm trying to improve my brain. Sucks up a lot of time on a weekly basis. Plus, I'm trying to like do my job. I just don't know if I have space in my life for this experience right now. That being said, I have been playing a lot. We have to take Guppy's head. I do think that Book of Belial is still better, though, for us, short-term and long-term. Let's see if we can become Guppy immediately. All right. That's not how that is going to work. It's like whenever, you know, you're like, I don't like playing this game because the average player is really good. People go, yeah, suck it up and play 300 hours until you get better. And like, well, or I could just play... Like, that's, to be real with you, probably... Okay, we're going to become Guppy on this floor. That's awesome. After that point, we might just want to save all of our money, to be honest. Probably should stop sacking Spirit Hearts for no reason. Do we have a 3-cent key? It's the final thing before we get started. No, we do not. Fair enough. It's probably like 25% of the... It was 100% of the reason I liked Slay the Spire before I realized what a nuanced and beautiful game it was. Without being hyperbolic. Now, before I realized how well designed that game was, one of the reasons I liked it so much was because it was like... It kind of scratched that itch of playing a card game, but without getting my butt kicked repeatedly by people who spend, you know, an hour a day reading Tempo Storm. Or Louis Scott Vargas, you know, pick your... not really pick your poison, it's more pick your pleasure, you know? Both very useful resources if you're trying to spike it up, but I'm just saying, I think this is a good time to pop that. Even though our life is not worth very much right now, I would like to get the maximum amount of money possible here first. You know, you lose to the AI. It doesn't feel as bad. I don't know if there's something, you know, biological or psychological. It feels way better to lose to the AI than to lose to another human being. Losing to another human being is like, I don't know, it's like my stupid lizard brain is like, he's gonna take your resources. Losing to the AI is like, it's like playing the simulation, you know, you'll beat it again next time. Even if the AI is a total piece of garbage, like it is in Slay the Spire, past Ascension level, you know, 12, 13, 14, 15, where basically every run is pain at this point and just hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. I would prefer not to get hit, but if we get hit here, it's not a big problem. Just watching him, seeing what he's doing. We are about to become Guppy regardless, We're gonna buy the key as well. Buy the key, I'd like to become Guppy, the kitty lord. Wow, wow, wow. It's my impression of the song By the Way by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, in case you're not a scholar of popular music. I would prefer not to have that mentioned at any point in the future if you would do me the service. You know what? I don't think we're going to get to 15 cents, but I would rather... Oh, we have a key anyway. Where did that come from? Aura. What do you got? What do you got? Huge damage bonus right off the bat. It's beautiful. Are we going to get to 15 cents? Because if we do, I mean... a bomb would do a lot of great work for us as well. Look at the difference in our damage output. It's unbelievable. Man, that's a song I haven't heard in a long time. Remember that one? You're unbelievable. Oh, down, 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 down. Try not to get hit. It's not mission critical yet. I mean, we're still pretty early on in a greed mode run here, but it's very nice for us to have this double damage bonus, especially if we can get Cricket's Head to go along with it. It makes our flies just so much better. Angel deal. Okay, one of these days we'll have bombs for you, I promise you. And at this point... Nope, nothing. We will leave. I don't like not being able to get Cricket's Head, but if we're being realistic, this run is in a lovely position right now. Anyway, basically what I'm getting at, and it's hard to talk to people about this to some extent. It makes me feel very vulnerable. But sometimes I'm just like, I don't really want to get good. What I want to do is just I want to enjoy myself. And without getting too preachy about it, because I have a tendency, I know, get on a soapbox and suggest that, like, everything in life should be... I mean, I feel like I don't want to use the G word, but I get gaslighted a little bit into, like, my whole life being about achievement and productivity when that's not the case. I just, I value my work time, but in my leisure time, I don't know, I don't like to spend it idly, if that makes sense. If you like to spend it idly, more power to you. Just don't, tell me how to live my life either. But anyway, some of those games, I feel like they kind of short-circuit the brain's reward mechanism, and if you do it healthily, that's okay. If you get enjoyment out of, like, hey, I climbed up to Diamond 1 in whatever game, my bonus, then that's cool. And I mean that sincerely, I understand the value of that. Because I've played Magic in the past, and I know, like, when you do well at a pre-release or something like that, you get a real, like, dopamine hit. And that's what your leisure time is all about, I suppose. But sometimes I'm like, man, I can feel like my brain be like, hey, you should spend like 3 hours a day trying to get better at this video game, even though like half of your time you spend playing it, you're actually like moment to moment sort of miserable. And I'm like, that's like my sign to quit. And when I quit something, I'm like, I'm cold turkey, man. Like, let me give you a little insight into the world of Northernlion throughout September. I was very looking forward to the release of NHL 19 so that I could play Hockey Ultimate Team. Basically, like it's like a collectible card game combined with a hockey sports video game where you open packs of cards, either for free or for real money. And in those packs of cards, you get players, and then you build a team, and then you play against other people online. Anyway, in September, I did all of my dailies in order to unlock that 88 overall Ray Ferraro, who became my first-line center. And I was like, oh, that was a lot of work, but I felt a sense of accomplishment after finishing it. And then in October, they were like, hey, you can get a 90 overall Joe Nieuwendyk. Very famous center for the Calgary Flames and the Dallas Stars. But you've got to get like 80 of these collectibles to get him. And, you get those for free by doing your dailies and logging in to get your daily packs up to 3 times a day. And I just thought to myself, you know what? That doesn't sound like fun. And I put the game down, and I have not touched it basically since I made that decision. I did like an audit of my own emotions and was like, am I even having fun doing this, or is this just a compulsion at this point? And I, you know, came to the conclusion that it was just a compulsion. Moving on. I think we should take this. But now, after this, we should start saving. I'm not saying, you know, you should always treat your life like it's, you know, like you should not necessarily track all of your time so that I'm using everything in the most performative way possible. You get the idea. I'm just saying, you know, that's why get good annoys me sometimes. So if you have any advice for this boss, why don't you just play for 100 hours until you learn how to beat him? I'm not advocating for easy modes in games. All I'm saying is, I think there's a couple of games, and they're all MOBAs or collectible card games, where it can be annoying, okay? I struggle, you know, it's really like I'm trying to help me help you here. If your friend's like washing out of magic because they keep losing, the advice you give them should not be, well, if you just play for another 300 hours, you know, then you'll learn how to be good enough to inflict the same pain that you feel now on other people. What you should be saying is, hey, let's get together, you know, we'll buy a few packs and we'll play some sealed against one another and I'll give you some tips while we play or something like that. That's, you know, refocus on what's fun about the game beyond just the result, you know. What's fun about Magic? The interactions that you can create for yourself dynamically between the cards, you know. Every set in Magic is uniquely well designed to support interactions that maybe have never been seen before. And it does take practice, but, you know, when you're miserable because you've been losing, it's not really the best advice to just be like, well, if you just lose 100 more times, you'll, for every run in the future, you'll have a slightly lower chance of losing. Even if it is true. I mean, that's how it worked in Slay the Spire. If you want to distill it, this whole section is just like NL's salty because he went 0-3 in a $20 sealed event in Magic the Gathering Online. And I was like, I'm never going to play this again. And then the next night, I signed on. And I did another sealed event because I had gems left over. And I lost my first game and went, here we go again. And then in the next game, I absolutely destroyed somebody. And I went, I love this game. It's the way the world works, boys. Just the way she goes. I don't care if it's because he kept a 2-land hand and then didn't draw anymore by turn 5. The win's a win, baby. Counts the same in the ELO. Help. AI, ELO. So we, at this point, I think we have a run capable of winning. As we have a run capable of winning, I do not wish, if possible, to purchase any more items. I would like to donate as much money as I can. Sorry, what's our... I don't know what our aura advantage is right here, so let's see. Damage up. Love it. I would like to purchase nothing so that we can maximize our greed output. Keeping in mind, first off, this ROM I designed to explain in due time, of course, but keeping in mind that it's not just about, you know, oh, I want to beat greed so I never have to play greed again. The faster we get to 99 cents, the faster we unlock the Keeper. The faster we unlock the Keeper, the faster, you know, we've got more variety, basically, in the gameplay. And also, the Keeper stuff is, you know, the more attempts you make at it, the happier you're going to be. Because not all of those post-it notes are going to get ticked off on the first run. Okay? I don't know what my HP is like right now. I've taken more damage than I'd care to admit. But we should be okay. Keep in mind, we got a free deal with the Devil or Angel coming up. We don't have Devil Precedent. The run's been pretty bad from a Devil Precedent kind of point of view. Very good, you know, based on the fact that we were able to get Guppy. Well, you know, it's due to Chaos, now that I think about it. Chaos is responsible for giving us those items on item rooms that otherwise would have cost us HP on a deal with the Devil. But it's also responsible for probably making our deals with the Devil and Angel a little bit worse. Although I don't think our Angel deals have even had pedestals so far, so... Our Angel deals had no pedestals. No pedestals to supersede enemies. Our rooms they had... That's, your love is like bad medicine. But bad medicine is what I need. Oh. What do you got? Alges. I didn't know it was Alges until I picked it up, but I wanted to believe. I think I will buy red hearts until I can no longer buy red hearts. Okay. There are no spirit hearts available. I will use my bombs. See if there's anything I would like. And for 15 cents, I think this occupies a good position for us. We should be on full HP right now. Might not be able to donate a ton. Help. I have to know what this is, so. Might not be able to donate a ton, but, you know, I'm not complaining right now. This run has gone very well, and we became Guppy quite easily. Oh, thank God. I was just gonna say, please don't get hit there, because, like, we were in a wonderful position with our rate of fire upgrade. Now, we know we're gonna get hit on the boss fight. It's just guaranteed. But the longer we can get this, like, unbelievable rate of fire combined with parasitoid tears, the happier we're gonna be. Now, I would like to point out, I think that Judas is, you know, certainly one of the easiest characters to beat Greedier with, so it really did come down as like a warm-up run here. And I'm happy to see it. Give me these, please. You know, I think this is a very smart idea for us to, you know, take a relatively easy character. Not the easiest character in the game, I guess, because, you know, Azazel exists. You can always have, like, 15 out of 10 Eden runs, but, you know, the low HP is definitely compensated for by having early killing power, which makes the early floors insanely strong compared to what they are for the average character. Like, if you start a Maggie run and then you get no DPS upgrade on the first floor, it's miserable. Speaking of which, we'll probably play Maggie next time, just for some kind of, you know, poetic symmetry. Or resonance. It's a better word there. Ooh, we almost got hit there. Would have lost our credible DPS bonus. Please no, please no. Okay, good, 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 good. Picking up all the money, mostly so he doesn't get it, but everything else so we can donate. No, I didn't even say. He must have had a bomb, like, behind his character model, because it couldn't have been my fault, dude. There's nothing you can do. So, DPS way down now. But we are gonna pop Alges, I think, like, right away on the second half, like the Ultra Greed situation. What's going on with leprosy down there? We're gonna pop it right away because oh, you can see you there. I want to do as much damage as possible to him with our orbitals, basically. Okay, so he should be dead. Didn't lose that much money in the process, all things considered, and he's cracking. And we're free. Alges lasts a long time. So between flies, leprosy, you know, Cuba meat, spiders from parasitoid tears, we're hoping to maybe have him like 1/3 dead by the time our Alges rune is done. You know, it's not really kind of thing you write home to mom about and be like, hey mom, I used an Alges rune to take off 1/3 of Ultra Greed's HP. But it's better than nothing. So, I mean, if you look at our HP, you look at his HP, you look at our DPS, you know, we got him. Basically 100% we got him. All we gotta do at this point, take as little damage as possible. I know you can... That sucks. I know you can stand in the corner against this guy, and it is, like, definitely the canonical way to fight him. I also do want to hit him, though. And I feel like I'm trying to gauge my, like, maximum range. And I think I have to stand relatively close to him. Okay, now, like, things are getting slightly dicey. Dude, what do you do in that situation? I'm not saying it's because our speed is bad, but what do you do in that situation when you have 1 speed? He's not dodgeable. I guess we should be moving. Oh my god! should be moving more regularly. Just to... An ounce of prevention is... We're gonna die. Oh my god. Don't die. Flies, please. Don't let him jump. Kill the bombs that surround you. More flies in his face, please. We've done it. Okay, that was very scary. Mostly because I didn't want to fight this guy 17 more times. Whew. Eye of Belial. It's the thrill of the fight. Don't worry, I'm an excellent fighter. $600. Come on. Come on. Let's go. 604. Good run. Scary run. And Eye of Belial, a great item for now. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya.